ask and you shall receive. Y'all wanted another unit study, so you get another unit study. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you what I have been working on and how you can get it. So stick around. Yes, it has been a little while. I've been trying to get all the things back on track since my update a couple of weeks ago, but I am very excited that this is my next video. Something fun, something exciting. I asked you guys what you wanted to see the most, and it was a new unit study. So here we are. Thankfully, I was already working on that. It just got a little delayed, and that's all right. So if you don't know, I have already created a 50 states unit study off of the 50 states book back there, and then also the 50 cities. I will link in the description the video for that unit in case you are looking for a 50 states unit study. You can go there, watch that video, see how all of that works. This one, however, it's similar, but a little different. This one is the 50 maps of the world. So this is more of a world geography unit. And so I took kind of the same ideas from the 50 states and transferred it over to the 50 countries. No, it's not 50 countries. The book is 50 maps, but it's not 50 countries. And so, well, I guess it is, but anyway, it's really kind of more than that because some of it is like areas. So it's just world geography. I just called it world geography. That made it a lot easier, but this is the book it is based off of. This, again, is 50 maps of the world. It is Wide-Eyed, which is one of my favorite publishers. This one is by Kalia Ryan and Ben Handicott. I think they might actually be the same ones from the other books back there too. So this is the unit. But there's a little fun surprise at the end for like an extra thing that happened. So I'll get to that. So if you are looking at doing this unit, you are gonna need this book. It's all based off of here. You're gonna want this. Now you could use some other kind of atlas type book, but it's gonna work best if you have that one. I will leave a link to it on Amazon down in the description below. In case you don't have that one, you can go there and find it. So cover page there, world geography, as I said. Then you have a supply list and a book list. The main thing on the supply list that you may not have is either going to be a globe or some kind of world map. I will link below the globe that we currently use. You're really going to want that because some of the initial discussion questions, you're going to want to have access to some kind of map. That way you can see hemispheres and bodies, surrounding bodies of water, things like that. So probably going to want to invest in that. And then your book list. This book list is very, very, very short compared to the book list for 50 states. That's just because there's a lot more activity included in this one. And I went so heavy with the 50 states. I needed a little break from all the book research. So this is minimal. The only required book is the 50 maps book. There is a suggested book that I included an additional activity with, and that is this book. This is how we do it. This is by Matt Lamoth. I will link this one for you as well. Again, this is just a recommended, but it does have, the unit does have an activity that pairs with this book. So if you want to be able to do that activity, you will want to have that book. The other ones are just a couple little fun extra books that you could throw in there. And then we start our study. So this, again, it works out similarly. The idea is that you open the book to today's map and you have it just on the floor, and then you work through all of the different sections. I am not going to go through all of the sections with you, but you're just answering different questions. So I have a little bit of discussion questions up here, your country name, country nickname, And then we have some color it in, some fill it in, just draw, write, that kind of thing. I still left it open-ended so that you could use it for a variety of ages. Typically, this unit I would suggest for elementary to maybe late elementary age, you know, kind of maybe that 11, 12-ish age. I probably wouldn't go any older than that unless you have some, you know, it's going to be kind of a collaborative effort. Maybe some of your older students are helping some of your younger students, but definitely geared a little bit more towards your youngers. Okay, and then you have a say cheese section where you are finding things and filling those out and things to remember. Okay, and then we have a flag memory match. So with this one, it's very simple. This one is a cut and paste option as well as a fill in the blank option, but still giving the word map because of the spelling of countries and things like that, just to make it a little bit easier for them. Then your next thing that I am so excited about is passport stamps. So I created these fun little passport type pages. So you have these fun little pictures for each of the maps or countries that you will visit. And so when you visit, you will cut out your little airplane stamp showing that you have been there, and you will paste it in next to it. And that goes for every one of those. Now, if you can figure out a way to cut them out and put them together into like a foldable, you're welcome to do that. However, the countries will not be in the same order. So it's not necessarily designed to be used that way. It's designed to actually just flip through, you know, like regular pages. But I mean, you could, even after you're finished, you could put it all together. No one would really know what order you went. But as you're going through it, it's going to make more sense. Leave it the full pages. And then if you want to cut it out afterwards, you certainly could do that. So all of those. And I tried to get a good mix of like the little pictures and things on there for you. Next up, I do give you writing prompts. So you've got 10 different writing prompts that you could do. They're obviously just extras. You don't have to use these. You could mix these in with some of your own, or you could omit these altogether, whatever works for you. But writing prompts, and then I do give you just one little kind of journal page there. And then you get to create your own country. So this is just kind of your planning page here. Jot down different little notes, the name and the nickname of your country, maybe some animals, what's the weather like, some other facts. Again, just kind of a planning page. And then you have 2 writing pages. So here is just for kind of your youngers that are only going to maybe give, you know, a paragraph with a picture. And then I also give you one that has more lines for some of your olders that maybe would be required to do a little bit more writing. Then we have your continents. So label the continents. Also, can you figure out which one is missing? So this one is a cut and paste. And then we have just a write in on this one. Okay, and this one does not give a word bank, so a little bit trickier on that one. And then this is the activity that will go along with the "this is how we do it." It's really very simply, as you can tell, a Venn diagram. So within the book, you are learning about 7 different families and kids in seven different areas of the world and how they do things. What do they wear to school? How do they write their name? Where do they eat dinner? What do they eat for lunch? Things like that. Just a whole entire day, which is really, really amazing. So here, just compare and contrast things between those children and maybe what your kids do, and then what are some of the similarities between the two. You don't even have to limit it to this page. If you have a big chalkboard or a big whiteboard at home, a dry erase board, you could really, really get some great things going and some really, really good discussion. It is one of my favorite books, and we have not visited it in a while, so I am really looking forward to reading that one. But it's a really, really cool book, and it gives great insight to just different cultures and areas around the world. So that one is included. And then I just have some really fun little coloring pages included in there for all of you. And then I give just a couple of fun extra optional activities there. Could be, I have researched different holidays and celebrations, maybe within each country. I give you some map and activity games. You could take a virtual field trip. Y'all can do that on YouTube. That's one of our favorite things to do. Just a variety of different things there. So that's the world geography unit. Again, I geared it a little more towards it. I created it for my daughter, y'all, and she is 7, roughly kind of in that second grade. You know what I'm saying when you're like, they're kind of like second grade, but it could be left up for discussion. But that's what I created it for. So you could, you could make it a little bit more difficult for a little bit of your olders, or you could kind of scale it back for some of your youngers. But it's elementary is where it's made from. So I was going through all this and I was like, man, I've got to get another book in there or something. So then I had this wild idea to make a mini unit study off of another one of our favorite books, Wild City. So Wild City is by Ben Hauer. Yes, I think. And we got this one off Thrift Books forever ago. And it just takes you through different cities and the different animals that live amongst us in all of these different areas of the world. So I created just a little mini unit study to go with this one. It's a much smaller book, so obviously, again, a mini unit study, but I did want to include it in here because I thought it could stand alone, but also it goes with, right? So it's its own, but you can pair it together, which I will get to at the end. But I created a couple of discussion questions for you. So you would read through the book and go through the discussion questions. Then for this section, so it says to turn to a certain page in the book, read through that page, and then think about what you could do in your area in regards to what's talked about on that book. There are 3 different versions for this. There is a draw version, okay? There is a draw and write version, and then there is just a full write version. So again, you can kind of adapt it based on the needs of your children, but I gotta put these back in order, otherwise I'll forget. But that is that's your first activity. It's a what can we do at home to help the animals near us? Oh, am I getting a gift? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, can you wait just one moment?
Just keep it wherever you want to.
Okay. Okay. Next, we have an animal match game. So my daughter helped me come up with this for each one of those cities. Here's my suggestion. Take all of these, lay these out. As you go through each city, let me get them out here. You're going to have animals, okay? Go ahead, pre-cut these out, have these ready to go. As you go through each one of these cities, try and find the animal that's in that city and paste it. That's what this was created for. you can do that however you want to, but that would be my suggestion. Kind of have it ready to go. That way you're not trying to do it at the end. And lastly with this one, again, it's a small unit, so just a couple of fun coloring pages, just little animals. And then we do have this coloring page, but then also if you wanted to do a little dictation here, you could you know, have kind of your older students look up the verse in their Bible, copy it from there, or whatever, however you wanted to do that. So that is the new unit study. Now, I will have you know, you can purchase these together. So I will have it all linked on my Teachers Pay Teachers down in the description below. So I will have each one individually in case you just want to do one or the other, but then I also will have both of them. You can purchase both of them together under the same listing. And then of course you get a small little discount with, you know, with kind of the bundle deal, or again, you can buy them individually. So that is the new unit study. Of course, if you guys have any questions or if there is something I missed or something like that, feel free to leave me a comment below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.